Welcome to Lands of Galzyr. I made a rulebook. I had it professionally printed, just like the others. Included is the sewing technique that I showed earlier. I maybe should have not backed it. But since I did, and cancelling would cost $10, I might as well go through with it. There are several thoughts I have with Lands of Galzyr, based on the playthroughs that were available and my impressions on the rulebook. Now, first of all, the rulebook looks beautiful. Let me zoom a little bit out. It doesn't want to focus. Why doesn't it want to focus? Yeah, it focuses. Okay. Front and back. Okay. It has on the back the important keywords: abandon, delay, discard, hasten, movement, skill related. There are thievery, might, survival, knowledge, communication, perception, success, failure, a verb in brown, a verb in purple, card types, item quest, local status, adventurer status, companion, events, and global status. And there are 6 terrains: grassland, hill, settlement, forest, mountain, and pier. There are 6 or 7 adventurers. In the base game there is Bumir, Mor, Aisala, Kiridai, and in future expansions there is Yamei, Noko, and Umi. Their game system is separated into 4-digit scene numbers. That is the HTML thing that you can download. And the great thing about it is that it will be expanded even during shipment by Sami, the creator. And the 3-digit scene numbers, the 3-digit numbers are card types for the story that have a bit more flavor. And there is the purple flash for mandatory scene, shaking hands if you play with more than one person. Rules in the Book of Adventures affecting. Okay, so it's affecting only the active player, or only the partner, or everyone. So if you play solo, that is a difference. You can play this game solo. Then the blue-green tags. The adventure book checks if you have certain cards with tags, and these change the story that you have to read. There are some other card-related icons, so it's very, very well known. The rulebook itself, it is one of the best rulebooks I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of rulebooks. So on the left, table of contents, game overview, digital storybook. The components, there are the specific cards are item cards, companion cards, quest cards, adventure status cards, local status cards, global status cards, event cards, and location cards. And they all have different color and different icon form. So if you see a globe, then you know it's global. If you see a clock or inside of some kind of ancient Frisian clock, you know that it's a local status card. And the adventurer status card is some kind of critter. Quest card is some kind of quail. And companion card is the form of an a frog-like animal. And item cards are shown by some kind of satchel, so items that you can store. Game board, so the first part is modern design components. Then you have the protagonists, the adventurers, and the skill system, and everything is like skill checks. It's a thing from I think 2019, where the first games, big games, started using skill checks. Normally it was done with using dice, and later it was done with using cards, by Sleeping Gods, for example. And I think also Oathsworn. The nice thing about the skills is that they have adjacency. So if you are big on thievery, you can also use the thievery proficiencies that you track on your board, like with these 1 or 2 levels. You can also make use of thievery if you roll for perception skill checks or for might skill checks. The same holds true for all the others. So knowledge gives you an edge in communication and in survival. If the benefits of using a colored die is that they show 2 symbols. So if you have a hard skill check, you really want to roll as many dice of a color, and that's more or less how every decision works in the game. While you add location cards onto the board, like so, the board will be different every single playthrough. So the next playthrough, this card will be there already, changing your options for the next game. That is yeah, well, it has pluses and minuses. The plus is that by folding it up, you have to put these cards in the tray. In the tray, and then take them out again. But well, the minus is that they are placed on a board and they can shift about a bit. So this is the board. I think you can see it pretty well. Here you can place the cards, and they are shown here next to each other, and there is here a place for another card, so you can imagine that they are a grid of possible cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6 by 7 is the possible land configuration space. Yeah, it's the steps are very well laid out. So 1 to 7, what to take out of the box. The box only has if you open it, the map board plus 2 of these trays. Well, in fact, there is a third tray, but it's empty. Let me check. Yeah, there are 3 trays. So everything is very well laid out. Iconography is excellent. You can immediately find things. The important things are for adventure phase is trade, pick up. Then you can travel. You can choose a scene, and you read a scene. How do you handle the scene? It's color coded. Text written in turquoise, for example. Here you have a chapter, a separate page on skill checks. Here's some guidelines of the difficulty and the dice that are required. And there is game end. So you have a game that is very well thought through. It has an ending for you can play competitively, cooperative, or solo. Specifically a solo part as well. In Lands of Galzyr, your actions have consequences that follow you from one game to the next, though the game has to be packed back into the game box in a specific way. Read the next page for more. So you can see there is no extra unnecessary wording. Every word is to the point. I really love this, and here are the steps for saving the game, to pack the game into the box. You can also reset the game, so if you're done with having played several adventures, you can just reset it and set it off, for example. The game is designed by Sami Laakso, and world building is by Seppo, and well, it is really Finnish with some Chinese texts here. I'm not sure if this game is produced